Okay, so in this video, I'm going to talk about fleet management software for your business. So fleet management software is designed to allow you to track all of your vehicles. So you might have a whole heap of different vehicles inside of your business, and you want to keep track of everything that's happening in them. And that might be that you want to be able to track the GPS location of the vehicle, but you also want to understand how that vehicle's being driven. Is the driver turning around the corners in a harsh way? And so you want to be able to measure harsh braking. Are they idling for long periods of time? Is that vehicle being stolen? Can you track that vehicle? And have you had regular maintenance on this particular vehicle? And do you know when those maintenance times are coming up? Do you know when insurance has been renewed? Do you know when registration has been renewed? So those are the types of things that you should be thinking about when you're thinking about fleet management software. So I'm going to show you a little bit around how you can use some software to be able to manage that. The first thing is being able to track the location of those vehicles. Now, tracking the location of the vehicles is really simple. You can do that through a number of different ways. There's a range of different GPS units that are available on the market. This here is an OBD Port GPS. And so you'll see inside here it has a SIM card. The SIM card allows you to send data and sends it back to a centralized server. This is a really simple device. You plug it in, it will work instantly. It'll send the data back to the central server and doesn't require an electrician to actually install this. Really good device. The disadvantage on a device like this is it can be removed easily. And so in the instance where you're wanting it to be able to see if someone's stolen the vehicle, probably not the perfect device, although you can plug this in with an extension cable and you can sort of hide it underneath the dash. So, you know, I'd probably look at this. It's probably the cheapest of the devices. The next device here is a hardwired unit. This is where it's physically hardwired into the actual dash. It does require you to have an auto electrician. And so it also has a SIM card in the device as well. Yeah, this is a great device. Very similar functionality, just that this one is hardwired in. Needs an auto electrician, so that's a bit more painful to do and will probably cost you more money to actually install. And this is another device that is more designed for pieces of equipment. And this is battery operated. So you can see here, you've got a range of batteries, also has a SIM card. Really useful for if you've got a piece of equipment that you're wanting to track and you can see the live location of that. Now keep in mind, they're battery operated, so it's not going to send you as much data. Otherwise it's going to use the batteries up too quickly. And so it will send you details on maybe it's every hour, depending on how you configure the actual device. You can have it shorter, but it just will use up batteries quicker. Okay, so that's the range of GPS devices. Now, this is how you take the data from those GPS devices and see that inside a system. So here what you can actually see is there's a range of different devices that are available and they've been tracking for some time. You can actually just pin them on the map there and it shows you all the GPS coordinates of when that device actually sent back to a central server. What you can also do here is actually say, okay, well, what time was it and how fast was the person traveling at that point in time? That's particularly useful when you're looking at historical data. Also being able to say, let's look at a street view at that location and see what was happening at that particular area. And so you're going to get an understanding of, if a driver's there at a long period of time, you can actually know what's actually going on. The other thing that you want to think about is using geofences. Geofences are particularly useful in being able to say, record when someone goes in or out of a particular area. And you can generate some really great reports out of using geofences. You want a system that can create as many different types of geofences as you possibly can. You might put them around houses, you might put them on areas around where you don't want drivers to go into, and then you get alerts when that sort of stuff happens. So that's on the GPS tracking side of things. GPS tracking is, basically if you're using a fleet management system, you really want GPS tracking to be part of that. Next thing you want to think about is asset management. Okay, so this is where you've got all of your vehicles. You want to be able to say, okay, when is insurance ready for this vehicle and when is registration due? Having the ability to be able to do that is really important, and creating maintenance schedules so you can be doing your preventative maintenance and setting up reminders for those things is really important. Using a system that allows you to do that, create them, enter in the types, whether it's insurance, preventative maintenance, registration, you can do that really simply and having email alerts. And then the final thing you want to think about is what is the reporting you're going to be able to look at? So if you're the business owner, how can you see exactly what's happening inside of your fleet and do that really quickly? There's a range of different reports that we offer inside of Locate to You here, whether it's speeding or safety or location history. You can choose a range of them. What you can also do is plug in a reporting engine and look at things like vehicle utilization. So if you've got an asset, you want to make sure that asset's being used as much as possible. That's going to give you the best return on investment. And using things like utilization reports is going to be very useful in doing that. Seeing utilization on a daily basis, but also a night basis, and also looking at it on a daily point of view, and then thinking about that safety data. So if a device like this plugged into your vehicle, you can see when it's been harsh braking, but you can also see harsh acceleration. So you can see, how well is that person actually driving that vehicle, and looking at that data on a vehicle by vehicle basis, that becomes really useful so that you can see, is there a particular person inside of your fleet that's not using that vehicle in the best interest of the company. So seeing your safety data is important. Seeing your speeding data is also very useful. And you can see in this instance here, this particular vehicle speeding a lot, but also it has a number of safety incidents around sort of the harsh braking side of things as well. At least you now know this data. You can go and have a conversation to the person that's driving that vehicle all the time, and you can make improvements inside of your business. So a fleet management system is going to allow you to do all those things. It's going to be tracking that information, reporting on that information, and then telling you when you need to do those maintenance tasks on those vehicles. And that's going to make a really big difference for when you're managing your own fleet. In my next video, I'm going to show you a range of different fleet management software products that are designed for business, and give you some ideas on what to look for when you're going about choosing the different types of fleet management softwares for your business.